It is Monday, January 10th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 3 best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Let's do a quick recap from yesterday. We got back into the winning column, a 2-1 day, inching closer to being over 30 units on the year. Now, Fred VanVleet, our favorite bet of the day, best bet of the day, cashes with ease, almost cashes his PRA over, and just points alone. That's what we were banking on. Yusuf Nurkic almost messed around and got a triple-double. We only need points plus rebounds, and he cashed that for us as well. Our lone loss of the day, Trae Young, just seemed like an off day for the whole Hawks squad. So either way, we were 3-1 on our player props in the NFL as well, if you watched that video. But hopefully we helped you guys make some money yesterday. If you are new to the channel, consider clicking that subscribe button. We're doing these videos every single day. We're not stopping anytime soon, so we appreciate all the new people joining the community. I believe 600 subscribers away from 20,000, so that's our biggest milestone that we'll hit to date. So if you want to click join the crew, come with Calling Our Shot to the moon. We'd appreciate you guys. Now, my last note, Logan's best bet in the college football national championship, Alabama versus Georgia, is live on the channel. Go check out that video. Go show him some love. And it's a 2-unit play, so you don't want to miss out on that. I'll link it down below in the comments as well as at the end of the video and in the description down below. Let's waste no more time. Let's hop into my best bet of the day. It's going to be an under. I don't bet a ton of unders, but we're going with this one. We actually got 2 today. Mike Conley, under 26.5 PRAs, minus 115 on DraftKings. Now, like I said, we don't bet a ton of unders here, but I am comfortable with this one. Now, today, the Utah Jazz, is the team Mike Conley plays, taking on the Detroit Pistons. Now, the Utah Jazz are going to be without Rudy Gobert. They're going to be out Rudy Gay, both Rudies, and then they'll be out Joe Ingles and a couple other guys that don't necessarily play a ton of minutes. Now, I understand why this line is higher. It's because those guys are out, but I don't really think it should be that high because Conley on the season averaging 14 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, and 5.4 assists per game. So just 22.4 PRAs, and he needs 27 to bust us today. So this line is over 4, what he normally averages, and the reason is because, you look at this Jazz team, they're going to be without a couple guys, and I understand why that line's higher, but I just don't see him having a much bigger role than he normally has, especially against the Pistons team that who knows how this game will go out. Now, you look at it in the past 2 games without Rudy Gobert, Conley has had 21 and 20 PRAs, so finishing 6 and 7 below what he needs to hit this over today, so he's going under in both games. Now, Donovan Mitchell, he's still there, Bojan Bogdanovic still there too. Both these guys are going to be aggressive and look for their own shots, and sometimes when both these guys are getting active, you're getting the guys that are shooting a ton, and Mike Conley's, there's no more shots left for him. Now you look at it, the Jazz are also, because of these injuries, they're playing guys that don't necessarily get a ton of minutes. So what are these guys that don't play a lot of minutes? They're going to try to shoot their shot, get a bunch of shot up, and try to get more minutes, more playing time when all the guys are healthier. Those are guys being aggressive, trying to earn themselves some more playing time. Now, Conley, he certainly isn't bad. He's a capable NBA player, and I think he's capable of hitting this line. He has hit this line before this season, but there's several ways that he could easily go under. Number 1, he just doesn't shoot it all that often. He had 6 shot attempts in the last game. But number 2, a chance is the Jazz are 12-point favorites. They're taking on a Pistons team that's lost 2 of their last 3 games by 29-plus points. If that's the case, they're not going to run Mike Conley into the ground. This is the guy that they've kind of been managing his injuries, kind of giving him some rest, because he's an old veteran. They don't need to force a ton of minutes for him. They got Jordan Clarkson off the bench that's going to shoot a ton of shots. So that is another way that Mike Conley could easily go under today. Obviously, Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench, shooting a ton. They obviously have Donovan Mitchell, and personally, I don't think the Pistons have a single player that could even come close to guarding Donovan Mitchell. So we could see Mitchell go off for, 39 points, whatever he scored yesterday or 2 days ago against the Pacers. Wouldn't surprise me. Mike Conley got under this line in 5 of the last 6 games. Those are even games that they were healthier, too. Now let's make that 6 for 7. We're riding with Conley's under today. Now moving on to an over. We're going with LaMelo Ball, over 31.5 PRAs, minus 120 on DraftKings. If I had to bet an individual stat for either of these 2 guys, probably be points for Mike Conley and points for LaMelo Ball. Now, this line is different across a couple different books, and this is kind of like my soapbox, where I say sometimes it can hurt you guys for not having multiple different sportsbooks accounts, and that's why I have multiple, because on this line we have 31.5 on DraftKings and Caesars, 32.5 on Barstool and PointsBet, and 33.5 on FanDuel. And while I like this line across all the books, we've seen several, 4 or 5 plays of mine that I've cashed, but they've come on the hook for a lot of other people that are on different sports books. So if you want to sign up for some other sports books, you should use my link in the description. But that's not the point of what I'm saying here, because I think LaMelo can get it done for all of these lines. And now LaMelo Ball, what we have to count on today is him to be aggressive, and that's something that he's struggled with this season, but I think he will be aggressive today against the Milwaukee Bucks, a team that he was just aggressive against and trying to look for his own shot. Now, they just played a couple nights ago, hit 36 PRAs. He only played 26 minutes in that game due to foul trouble. He had 5 fouls, so didn't play a lot. Normally, he's averaging closer to 32 to 35 minutes, sometimes going more than that, sometimes, a little bit less, but still, he's shown capable to hit this line in just 26 minutes of playing time. If he had more playing time, wasn't in foul trouble, he could easily approach 45, 50 PRAs, because that's exactly what he did against the Milwaukee Bucks earlier this season when he combined for 50 PRAs, I believe 36 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. Now, it does help LaMelo that Drew Holiday is out. So that's awesome, because Drew Holiday, we all know he's a very good, capable defender in the NBA. No, he's out today. Now, that likely will help LaMelo be a little bit more aggressive. And let's talk about LaMelo when he is aggressive. LaMelo has 20 games this season with 15 or more field goal attempts. So 15 doesn't sound like a lot, but some games LaMelo just doesn't feel like shooting. But in his 2 games versus Milwaukee, he's had 22 and 19 field goal attempts. So I'll ask you guys the question. In those 20 games with 15 or more field goal attempts, how many times do you think LaMelo Ball has hit this over? Think to yourself, how many out of 20? Maybe 12? No, he's actually hit this over in 15 of the 20 games with 15 or more shot attempts. That's 75% of the times. The 5 games he missed, he ended with 28, 31, 31, 24, and 30. So majority of these games is getting super close to this line. I think he's going to be aggressive again today, and I think he's going to fill up the stat sheet against the Bucks team where he doesn't have to guard anyone that's really going to shoot the ball too much. He's not going to be on Giannis. He's not going to be on Chris Middleton. Not going to be on Bobby Portis. So those are pretty much over half of their shot attempts are going to be those 3 guys. LaMelo will just be chilling out, probably guarding Wes Matthews or Jordan Nwora. One of those guys who just sits out on the perimeter. So he can crash for some offensive or defensive rebounds. He can also fill up the stat sheet with assists as well. But we need him to score some points today if we're going to cash this. They're back at home as LaMelo Ball plays a little bit better at home. So that probably bodes well for us. He cashed this line in back-to-back games. So 2 straight. I think he can get it done as long as this game is not a blowout. He really has been playing a ton of minutes the past couple games due to foul trouble. So I think he should be well rested, ready to go. Riding with LaMelo Ball, the youngest Ball brother, over 31.5 PRAs. Moving on to my last one, it is an underplay. Robert Williams, under 21.5 PRAs, minus 113 on FanDuel. Now, I know AJ, one of the people that always comments on the video, we appreciate AJ for being part of the community. He's going to get a kick out of this one because he's always betting Robert Williams under in PRAs. Now, Robert Williams goes by the Time Lord, and I love him. I think he's actually a very good player, NBA player. Problem is, he's taking on the Indiana Pacers. We'll talk about that matchup in a second. And you look at the Celtics team, they got so many other people that want to shoot the ball. Now, Williams cashed for us on Saturday when we took his over in steals and blocks, so we appreciate his service for that one. Today, we're taking his under. And like I said, I'm a fan of Robert Williams. I think he's a solid NBA player. This is not a talent play. I do think Robert Williams is very talented. Problem is, he's stuck on a team with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Josh Richardson, all these guys, and even Al Horford, which we'll see if he plays actually today. But since Tatum returned, we saw Robert Williams. He had 21, 16, and 17 PRAs going under this line in all 3 games. Doesn't have a high success rate going over this line with Jalen, Jason, Al Horford, and everyone else in the lineup. And all these guys should be active today. And also, like I said, taking on the Pacers, he's going to be guarding in Miles Turner pretty much on defense. So Miles Turner, we all know him, doesn't get a ton of rebounds. Why? Because he stands out on the perimeter and shoots up a bunch of threes. So that's a great for us because Williams will have to go out there, respect his range, and likely have to just guard him out on the perimeter. Not a lot of rebound opportunities for him. Now, if they do want to put him on Sabonis, well, fine by me because Sabonis is a guy that initiates half their team's offense. So he's going to still be out on the perimeter or contesting shots for for Sabonis. So not a lot of opportunities for rebounds. Now on the offensive side, we already talked about it. He doesn't have a lot of opportunities for shots, but he shouldn't even have too many opportunities today against this Indiana Pacers team. Now on the season, the Pacers are giving up the 2nd fewest points per game to opposing centers. That is a position Robert Williams plays. And over the past 15 games, that number is like 4th. So it's not necessarily like a small sample size. They've played over 40 games this season, and every single center has majority struggled against the Pacers team. This is Robert Williams that is only going to he could attempt less than 5 shots today, and it wouldn't surprise anyone out there. Now, as for Miles Turner, one of the best rim protectors in the league, we look at all of Williams' shots. They're either lobs, they're layups, they're dunks. That's all he does. He doesn't necessarily get a lot of looks to go initiate the offense on his own. Miles Turner, one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. We don't really have a large sample size of Williams versus the Pacers in his current role, so I don't necessarily need to give you stats on how Williams has performed against him because he really hasn't played a ton of minutes in his previous matchups. I assume Al Horford will be active today. I don't see anything saying that he won't be active, despite not seeing any lines for him. So I'm gonna take if you see Al Horford get ruled out, maybe maybe pivot off this one, but I like the numbers, and I'll ride with Robert Williams under 21.5 PRAs. Now that's going to wrap it up. If you want to take Giannis's over in points, go for it. It's against the Hornets again that he just dropped 40 points on. I believe the line is 32.5, which felt really high, but this is Giannis. I'll likely add another play as the day goes on, so definitely check out the pinned comment down below. I do not have lines for 4 of the 7 games today, so I can't really force too many plays right now, but those are my 3 plays for the day. If you want to check out Logan's best bet in the Alabama versus Georgia game, 2-unit play, go check it out. It's linked on the screen. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and shout out. Let's have a great Monday in the NBA. Let's make some money to start off the week. And to my foreign viewers, let's have a great Tuesday. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.